This is Rebecca, aka Crown ReRe, and this is a Crown Talk Mini Moment. I hope everyone is doing well today. This is a mini moment. I call it a mini moment because I believe that we are all sitting on our thrones, right? We all have our crowns on. If you don't, go ahead and grab it. I'll wait. But I believe in self-evaluation, and I believe in just, self-evaluation. You can't get any deeper than that. So I want to talk about trust issues, because I know a lot of people experience having trust issues with people or situations or circumstances or whatever it might be. And I am one of them. It's really hard for me to trust anyone or anything. Yeah, it takes me a minute. I believe that everything is a setup. I think I use the word setup at least 3 times out the day. Saying, that like a setup, I don't trust that. They're trying to set us up. I don't know. And mind you, some of that time is between me driving to work and coming home and having conversations with Plain Jane or one of my best friends or whatever. But I use it a lot. But I want to talk about that really quickly. Not going to take up too much of your time, but I know that I'm not the only one that experienced trust issues. And I was looking up things to share with you guys, but then I realized I'll just speak from my throne. I'll just speak from my heart. I'll just speak from my crown. I think the issue is that you don't have trust issues. You're having an issue with the person that betrayed your trust. And when your trust is betrayed by that person, then that's when you carry that and you reflect on that every time that a situation comes up. And it seems like it's like a cycle. It's like a different person, but the situation is familiar and you don't trust it. But it all began with that one person that betrayed your trust. At least for me it is. I am a mental time machine. So whenever I feel like I'm in a situation that resembles something 2 or 3 years ago, it could be 10 years ago, I say to myself, okay, this feels familiar. When it happened the first time, I was all in, and that person lied to me. And yeah, this looks real familiar. Game, recognize the game, Grandpa, the Boondocks. So we're not doing this again. But yeah, but it all stems from being betrayed by that person. And so I think, and this is my thoughts coming from me, is that more conversation needs to be had when you're dealing with people, and just being very open and saying, hey, it looks a little shifty over here. I'm not trusting this at all. And that could be in a relationship, a friendship, dealing with family members, just, having a conversation. And it's not you being paranoid or you being suspicious. It's just you being honest and saying, hey, I don't trust you. Yeah. And I'm working on doing this as well. I always learn from my surroundings. I learn from other people's experiences. So yeah, I'm learning how to just say, you know what? You sound a little shifty to me. I don't know about that. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm good. Because that way I don't really have to even deal with trying to figure out whether to trust that person or not. I'm just going to excuse myself. Now, when I do that, when you do that, have that conversation, you also have to be willing to have that person talk to you and say, okay, well, maybe this is why I'm moving this way and this is why I'm moving that way. And that way there's a dialogue between you and the person. It's a better understanding of, okay, I don't trust you because A and B. And the person can say, well, I'm doing A and B because this is what works for me. Didn't mean to rhyme, but I do it all the time. Hello. So yeah, so I think that conversation needs to be had. I'm always reminded, well, thinking about everything, I thought about, of course, me, Jesus and Judas. Jesus told Judas, hey, you know what? You're going to betray me. And Judas was like, no, I'm not. He was like, okay, yes, you are. So when it happened, it wasn't a surprise to Jesus, of course, because he already knew what was up. But, Judas was like, oh, this is what he was talking about right here in this moment. But there was a dialogue. So, yeah, I really think, and even if, you don't have that conversation with the person at the time, maybe you were all in, you did trust that person, have it after. I mean, why not? They've already lied to you. You already don't trust them. Might as well add the frosting on the cake and be like, hey, you I don't trust you. And because of that, now I got trust issues with everybody else. But I'm coming back to you to let you know this is what happened. Get it out in the open. Don't hold it in. It's not healthy to sit on your throne with your crown, being worried and stressed out, and talking to myself as well, block your blessing because of a issue you had with someone over trust 2, 3, 4 years ago. Girl, it could have been yesterday. Have that conversation with them and be like, you know what, this is what happened. This is how I feel about it. And because of that, I have an issue of trust. So yeah. And again, I'm talking to myself because I don't. I'm learning. Life is a teacher. I'll say that. And sometimes my trust issues of other people have I've had my blessings blocked. I've had missed opportunities dealing with people who I'm sure had good intentions, but because I felt like, okay, this seemed like a similar situation, I'm not going to put myself in the situation. And sometimes it's not what it is. But if you don't have that conversation with that person for them to better explain to you why they're moving this way or why they're moving that way, then you're going to miss out. And even after they explain to you what their movements are, and then you just feel like, okay, you still don't make any sense and you still sound a little shifty, then okay. Keep it moving. Catch the next train. I'm trying to call it the truth train because that's pretty much what it is. You are the conductor and you either going to stop and let them in because they're where they're supposed to be and they're on time or whatever, or they're going to lie to you and say they're on this side of town and that side of town and you're driving around trying to figure out where they are and you know they're not there. Then there's no need for you to allow them on your truth train, pretty much. So that is the Crown Talk moment. Yeah, and again, this is just me expressing myself to the crown ones out there and to the attendees. I evaluate my life all the time. So trying to figure out where my Tupperware is. But yeah, this just came across my mind today, and I was just like, I know I'm not the only person. You're never alone when you're dealing with issues, ever. There's nothing new underneath the sun. There's nothing that no one else has experienced. And I know that trust issues is one of them. So, yeah, have conversations with people and let them know, hey, this sounds a little shifty, or if it happened and they already betrayed your trust, I feel like this, and this is the problem or the issue. That way you're not holding it in as you're sitting on your throne with your crown trying to figure out the rest of your life. So, thank you again for listening. Don't forget your crown. Shout out to the AA meeting. And thank you.